Good evening and welcome to Country Time with Quinn, where we'll be coming to a web TV near you. If you would like your venue or artist featured on the show, you can contact drumlinmedia@gmail.com or countrytimewithquinn@gmail.com or quinnscountrytime@gmail.com. Tonight on the show, we got the king of American and Irish country music here in the studio tonight, Robert Mizzell. Robert, welcome to the show.
Well, good evening, Seamus, and thanks for having us along. This is my very first time on internet TV. I'm delighted to be with you.
Well, I'm delighted that we're the first.
Yeah.
It is, and it is a great station to be going out. Not station, but web TV, because we're live all over the world as we speak. People will view it from any part of the world. But going back now to our interview here, and I was going to start off with a go question, but I was listening to the radio today, and Joe Finnegan was playing two songs of yours on the radio, and one of them was Mama Courtney. And that prompted me to ask you a question about that particular song, because it has a bit of history to it as well, the song Mama Courtney.
Yeah, well, Mama Courtney was written by a fairly local man here in Cavan, Monaghan, Henry McMahon, who has written so many songs over the years for different Irish artists. But I was in Spain one week, and myself and Henry sat down and we talked about Mama Courtney. Mama Courtney was my foster mother, and she raised me from the time I was a small boy. And I spent a lot of years with her, and she created such an influence on my life. And when we sat down and started talking about it, you know, I've always wanted Henry to write me a song, because I mean, I know the success he's had with songs he's written for Michael English and Jimmy Buckley and other, you know, so many other artists. And Mama Courtney was a great subject for us because it was something that was close to my heart.
Yes. And
it gave me a chance to tell Henry the story. And amazingly enough, for anybody who hasn't heard the song, Henry listened to my story. We talked about it for a couple of hours. He slept on it and came back the next day, and he had the song ready. And, you know, they're my words, but I couldn't have constructed them in the way that Henry did.
Yes.
And I was delighted with it so far, and it's been a great hit for me over the last 2 years. And I tell you how popular it was. It even brought me back to Louisiana, to Shreveport, where I'm from. And we celebrated a tour over there last year. We brought over 100 Irish people to visit where Mama Courtney lived and where I grew up. And, you know, it's just Mama Courtney is known probably better in Ireland now than she is in America. And
she definitely is.
I'm delighted for that.
Yeah. It is definitely a fabulous song, and you have several fabulous songs throughout all your programs over the years. Like, there's been a fantastic range of songs. You come into the music business there how many years ago now? Is that now?
Well, I think I first entered the business back in the early 90s. I think it was around 1992. I started working in pubs and clubs, and I had a 2 or 3 piece band. And over the years, you know, I was lucky enough to meet different guys. I started off, I met Tommy Swarbrick, who would have been very well known through Eurovision. Himself and his brother Jimmy, and myself and Tommy started doing some work together. He wrote a couple of songs for me. Right. He actually wrote the first song I ever recorded here in Ireland, was Kick-Ass Country,
yes,
which was written about my life and
yes,
my coming here, and the way I viewed country music. And then on from there, I've always been great friends with Tommy down through the years. I met Willie Carty, who everyone knows in Ireland is a great famous country music manager. And Willie came to me one day with a song called Say You Love Me. And I have to say, I didn't really like the song at the time. It wasn't my thing. But Willie said, no, stick with me now, do this. And he says, you know, it'll set you right. And I tell you, it's been a great hit. I've sung Say You Love Me every night, at every gig, at least twice, at every gig for the last 15 years.
Because most of the gigs that I would have been at over the years too, it was a song that people requested very much. Like, that was one that people looked for on every occasion. Like, you know, it went down the bomb. And as you said, in the beginning it wasn't your thing, but certainly when it got out there, it took off.
It did.
See, and Ireland is a whole different ball game there for music. People looking in a different way, and they get clinging on to a song and they just love it.
Yeah, well, Irish people know exactly what they want as regards country music, and when they hear a song, they just grab onto it. And I remember at the time, I think it was around 94, when Say You Love Me was released, or 95 I think it was, and the discos were playing it at the time. And all these young people were going into discos, and they probably didn't know who Robert Mizzell was, but they heard this song, Say You Love Me. And, you know, so it was a great platform for me to work on. And down through the years, you know, I've recorded, I think we have 8 albums recorded now. and I've recorded songs from the likes of Vince Gill and George Jones and Merle Haggard, and I love traditional country music, but yet I still like doing alternative music as well. Like I recorded a song there a couple of years back from Luther Vandross, which people wouldn't expect a country artist to do. It's called "Dance with My Father," which is a beautiful, beautiful song.
Fabulous.
And so country music means different things to different people. But for myself, I think I'm probably more traditional. But yet I like to sort of go outside the borders as well at times. And I love finding original songs too.
It's nice. And your biggest influence there to country music there, would it be Irish, American artists, or where?
Well, I think one of my biggest influence in country music, in the last number of years would have been George Jones. I'm a big fan of George Strait and Alan Jackson. As a matter of fact, I just got back from Brad Paisley, who was playing in the O2 recently, and I love all of these guys, but George Jones had something more than a voice. George had a way of life. I mean, he lived the songs that he wrote. George has been divorced a couple of times. He had trouble with drink at one stage and drugs, but he came through all of that, still to become one of the major names in country music, a legend.
Yes.
And I look back now, when Garth Brooks was big in '94. I look back at all these different names, and you see some of the more modern country bands coming out now in America. And I always say to myself, there's a band out there called Sugarland, and you might have heard of it, you might not have. A great, young country band.
Yes.
But I always say that in years to come, when we're sitting having an interview, maybe in 15 or 20 more years, you think back of all the country bands you remember.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll remember Sugarland. And no disrespect to them.
No.
But I think you will remember Merle Haggard and George Jones and Hank Williams and Ernest Tubb. Household names.
Yes.
And those are the days in music what I love the most. And whenever I do an album, I like to try and recreate some of the old type country, and do a little bit of my own modern twist on it as well.
Right. Well, just on that note, we go and we listen to one of those songs from one of your albums now, and we'll hear it. Let our folks out there see what they think.
Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. It drove Mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than just a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if his kids are all right. Mama would wait for the call to come in, and when Daddy'd hang up, she was gone again. Mama wasn't looking, oh, now she shined. Papa wasn't good, but a jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved Nan. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen. Well, it was bound to happen, and one night it did. Papa came home and it was just us kids. He had a dozen roses and a bottle of wine. If he was looking to surprise her, he was doing fine. I heard him Papa Mama up and down the hall, and I heard the bottle break against the bedroom wall. That old diesel engine made an eerie sound when Papa fired it up and headed into town. Well, the picture in the paper showed the scene real well. Papa's rig was buried in the local motel. This girl said he saw it all real clear. He never had the brakes and he was shifting gears. Your Mama wasn't looking, Lord, how she shined. Papa wasn't good and but a jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved Nan. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen.
that's really what people love to hear and love to dance to out there. Fantastic music all the time going. You were saying there are 15 albums, is it, or 8 albums?
Well, I have 8 albums recorded to date, and I'm working on. I've just finished a tribute, if you like. I don't like using the word tribute, but it's the best way I can describe it. I've done 10 songs of my favorite Garth Brooks songs, and Garth Brooks was very big and very influential in my career at the very start, because when I got to Ireland in the early 90s, Garth Brooks had come to Croke Park, and he'd filled Croke Park twice.
Yes.
And I went along to see this guy, and I was just amazed by his talent, his energy, and his love for the music. So, you know, as I say, nearly 20 years down the road, I decided that, well, I used to sing all those songs in pubs and clubs back all those years ago. So I put them together on an album, and I also have a new video of the current single, which is Papa Loves Mama. And so that might get a shout on the Quinn music show.
No problem at all. No problem at all. We'll put that out, surely. We look forward to that.
So I've been very fortunate. I mean, I'm a lucky man as an American coming here to Ireland all those years ago, and being able to, to formulate a career in country music. I didn't know when I started how long it would last, and I still say that every day. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm thankful that it's lasted this long, and I'm hoping that I get another lot of years out of it.
You will. And what we say in the thing is, enjoy it for as long as you can, because one never knows from day to day what will turn up or what will happen. And you take each day and evaluate it as much as you can. And that's what you're doing, and your colleagues out there, you're doing the same, and you're bringing so much joy and happiness into people. And what we've got now at the moment, and that there's a big run on young people coming into the scene now at the moment, which is fantastic.
Well, I remember back when I first started, I was considered one of the young guys on the scene. I wouldn't be one of the older ones, but I wouldn't exactly be one of the younger ones either. But I see them coming up, and they're creating life amongst younger people.
That's right.
And I've been fighting for many years to get young people to come out to dances, because the dance halls aren't what they used to be. They're quite modern now, and there's great fun to be had. And I see young people coming to jiving classes and learning how to dance. And, I still say that we can get more of them in to the dance halls, and they will come in if you give them, modern music or even classic country music, but done in a way that they can understand.
That's right.
I think back to, God rest him, our good friend who just passed away there recently, Larry Cunningham.
That's right.
And Larry Cunningham had a hit on the pop charts back in the 70s, I believe it was.
Yeah, he did.
And so all of these country music never stops turning. It keeps evolving itself. And I think over the next 10 years in Ireland, it's going to keep evolving, and I have to stay a part of that. So I'll be trying to record different songs to capture the imagination of my fans and friends out there. And as I say, as long as they come in to see me, I'll be here.
Oh, definitely that. And just before we go on, we'll take another one of your songs from maybe that same particular album that you're just talking about there, and we'll have a listen to that. That was a fabulous one as well too. It's great, all these new, and they're really up tempo and great beat to them. And that's what the young people love. And once they get in there, they've got the feeling of it, and they're out there jiving, they're learning to jive. And they're thoroughly enjoying it, and it's great to see it. They're filling up the halls even as we speak at the moment. Like you can see the difference is starting to pack in. And people say recession. They're coming out now.
Well, there is a recession in Ireland, of course, across the world, that people are cutting back. But I think what young people have basically, for the last 10 years or so, they've been going to discos. And personally, I know myself, if I go into a disco, they're very loud. You can't get to the bar for a drink, and the social element is gone when you go into a disco, because it's very hard to communicate in a disco because there's so much music, loud music. Whereas if you come into a dance hall, if you want to go out to the floor and dance, you can. If you want to nip over into a corner and have a chat with your friends, you can. If you want to take a drink, you can. And the exercise and the social, and also we're talking about young people a lot as well, but the older people. We have so many fans who followed us for years and years and years, and these people depend on a good dance at the weekend to get them out and about. As they say, get the limbs moving and get the sweat going, And just to go out and see their friends and say, look, how are you, John? Good to see you, and I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Social night
yes,
as well.
It's part of Irish life.
It is part of Irish life. And I've spent in the last few months there talking to younger people and just getting their views and opinions, and I can really see the change coming about, and it's coming about very steadily. They're all moving into it, away from the disco. As you rightly so said, it's very noisy in the disco, but at least within the country you have a live band there, more
real music.
Real music.
And I've always been an advocate. I mean, there's lots of different types of bands out there, and I'm not saying that either one of them are better or worse than the other. But I believe, for me, and I've had a couple of people say to me over the years, oh, maybe you might have been miming, or that wasn't. But I can assure you that anybody who ever comes to a Robert Mizzell show, everything on the stage is live. Everything. We don't have any backing tracks. We don't have any instruments that aren't there filling up gaps. It's all live music. And of course, we're sitting here today on internet TV. And if I just said to you, 20 years ago that we're going to be on internet TV, we might have laughed at each other.
Oh yeah.
But here we are.
We are.
And times move and times change.
Move on. Yeah, as people would say, well, what station do we get you on? I says, look, it's internet TV. Oh, I don't have it. That's it. That's the way the future is going.
It's going that way.
Because TV in Ireland is just, the all Ireland, you get that, but with the internet TV, you could be in any part of Ireland or the world or Europe. You can pick this up, and I think the way the future, that's the way it's going.
Absolutely, and people are buying their music online. I mean, I find myself through my website, which you can see in the background behind me. We sell a lot of our music now online to people across the world. As a matter of fact, we shipped off a couple of albums recently to Iraq, if you can believe that, and people in China, we have a lot of business in the Netherlands and places like Germany and Scotland and England, of course, as well. So, the web has opened up the world to country music and to people like myself and yourself, to get the message of what we do out there. And it's a great avenue.
And for people to actually get in contact with yourself or be able to buy your music, and where do they get it? I know they'll have all the good record stores throughout the country, but they can also hook in online or your Facebook.
Yeah, well, we're very extensive on Facebook. I think the best way, on my website we have an online store where all my albums are available, and that's robertmizzell.com. If they log on to that, then they can go into the section where it says store, and they can purchase anything. We accept credit cards and the usual means of taking your money.
I know, but it's a good way, and it's the way things are gone. People buy online now as well. They don't even, if the shop hasn't got it, you can get it online.
Oh yeah,
and it's easy.
Yeah, it is easy, and it's more. I think it's sort of especially around this time of the year when we're running up to Christmas and all. People can sit down at the computer on a Tuesday night, and they can look, especially with music. They can look up their favorite artist. They can buy the CD and have it shipped to them. They don't have to run out and stand in a line in the store. And it's great for us. And as I say, I'm meeting customers that I would never get a chance to see only for the internet. So I'm delighted for that.
And your dates and tours over the coming weeks and months ahead there, where are you playing so that people out there will know maybe within the next couple of weeks, or have you had enough? Am I catching you?
Yeah, no. I have one gig I know that's going to be in this area coming up in Carrick and Shannon, which wouldn't be too far from here.
No, it's not too far away.
On the 25th of November, we're going to be in the Landmark. And of course, that particular gig, I don't know whether you've known it or not, but in the last couple of months, I've been trying to campaign to get the prices of dances down in some places.
I heard that.
On certain nights.
Yes.
And it's raised up a topic of conversation within the business. But what I'm doing is on 4 particular dates around Christmas, starting with the 25th of November in the Landmark. I'm basically saying to my customers, we're going to give you a dance for a tenner, and if people can support me on that, if we get more people in, then we'll try to extend it to other venues and other nights as well. Recognizing the fact that our Saturday night venues, pretty much have to stay at the price that they are. But we do understand that some of the Thursdays, the Fridays, and the Sunday night gigs have dropped off in numbers over the last number of years. So we're trying to encourage people in the midst of a recession, to come out and join us for dancing. And, I think it's only fair that the music scene that I'm involved in, if we give them something back. And I'm hoping they support me on that.
Well, I have to admire you on that, because I've spoken to a number of people even over the last 18 months with regard to this, and people are looking at 15 years. If you have a couple, that's 30 years plus their expenses afterwards. where if they said it was 10 or 12 euros, well, at least you're talking about 20 or 25, there's at least a saving, something coming back that way. And it's great to know that there is somebody, you know, with that interest in the bands out there to do that. And the nights you're choosing, as I say, midweeks and the Sunday night as well, to bring people back in.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we said, you know, country music is still very popular. But the long and short of it is that even though there's a lot of people out there nowadays that dance maybe once or twice a month, whereas they used to dance 5 or 6 times a month.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is encourage people to come back more often, because we actually, anybody who's involved in the band business here in Ireland knows that when you go into a particular gig in Cavan here, as I'm playing in Cavan tonight on this particular night, that I'll see some of the same faces in Carrick and Shannon on the 25th. I could see some of the same faces in Mullingar. And so rather than trying to hit them all, you know, with a 15-euro charge every night, I'm trying to say to them, look, we know that you travel to us regularly. We know that you're good fans and followers of ours, so we're going to try to cut you a deal. And I think across the board in Irish society at the minute, everybody has to cut back a little bit. And I'm only, you know, recognising the fact that people are finding it a bit tough, and some people don't mind paying 15, and I'm glad of that. And if they want to pay it, I'm gladly take it. But you know,
Robert, thank you very much for coming into the studio to Country Time with Quinn, and we will now hear another fabulous song from one of your albums. Okay.
Riding down the road in a pickup truck. You better get ready, cause I'm picking you up. With a full moon shining and a little bit of luck. We'll run out of gas and maybe get stuck. We can get lost, baby, I don't care. I ain't worried as long as you're there. There ain't no place that I'd rather be next to you, sitting next to me. There ain't no place that I'd rather be next to you, next to me. For my gas and oil, who needs your shrimp and your caviar? I'd sooner have you just the way you are. Rich people got the money to hold, mansion on the hill and diamonds and gold. It can't compare as far as I can see. Next to you, sitting next to me. There ain't no place that I'd rather be next to you, next to me. Radio playing a favorite song. I'll change the station if the news comes on. When the signal ain't coming in too strong, I'll make our own music, honey, all night long. If the good Lord's willing, then we're old and gray. The kids are grown up and moved away. We'll be rocking there side by side with the barbecue chicken and the TV guide. Well, there ain't no place that I'd rather be next to you, sitting next to me. There ain't no place that I'd rather be next to you, sitting next to me. No, there ain't no place that I'd rather be next to you, next to me.
That was the fabulous Mr. Robert Mizzell. Go check him out at a venue near you. He will be on Sunday night there. He will be in the Landmark Hotel in Carrick and Shannon, where prices are reduced down to €10. And now we will go to the gig guide, and starting with Monaghan, the Glencairn Hotel in Castleblaney, Friday the 23rd of November, Mick Flavin in the ballroom. Friday 23rd of November, Last Word, that's in the Temple Bar. Wednesday the 28th of November, ballroom dancing to Showbud. Jimmy's Bar in Monaghan, Friday the 23rd of November, come along for the singing song. Saturday the 24th of November, Take Two. Sunday the 25th of November, Frank Smith, and that starts at 7 p.m. The Sleeve Bag in Tourism Centre, Saturday 24th November, Good Times. We have the Four Seasons Hotel in Monaghan, Sunday 25th of November, Mike Denver. Terry's Lounge in Monaghan, Sunday 25th of November, Ronnie Griffith and American Pie. McKeag's, Scottstown, Saturday 24th November, Mountain Dew. The Shebeen Bar in Castleblaney, Friday the 23rd of November, Chuck June and the Gamblers. Saturday 24th November, Martin Cuff and Off the Cuff Band. Sunday the 25th of November, the Davis Brothers. Monday the 26th of November, Tumbleweed. Jack's Bar, Tidavnet. Saturday 24th of November, Pete Lewis. Ballroom of Romance in Maharid Clune, Saturday 24th of November, Curtis McGee. Johnny Brady, Friday the 23rd of November, Big Country, Big House, Ballymena in County Antrim. Saturday the 24th of November, Millbrook Lodge, Ballynahinch, County Down. And Friday the 30th of November, the Mellon Country Inn in Omagh in County Tyrone. Ardbine Hotel in Navan, Monday the 25th of November, Patrick Feeney, or 26th, sorry about that. Hotel Kilmore, Cavan, the Country Club, Saturday the 24th of November, Jerry Guthrie, and do come early because crowds are crowding in extremely early. Jimmy Buckley, he's our English tour, Friday the 23rd of November, Irish Centre in Leeds, York Road. Saturday 24th of November, the Circus Tavern, Mead in Corner. Sunday the 25th of November, Petney Country Club in Narborough Road. And Monday the 26th of November, the venue Spore Road. Thursday he's back in Ireland again, the 26th of November in Raheen Wood, Athenry in Galway, and it's Alzheimer's charity dance. Declan Ernie, Friday the 23rd of November in the Castle Bellingham in County Louth. Saturday the 24th of November in Ryandale Mai in County Tyrone. Sunday the 25th of November, the Carlton Shearwater in Ballinasloe in County Galway. Robert Mizzell, that was Robert we had there tonight. Friday the 23rd of November, the Abbey Hotel in Donegal Town in County Donegal. Saturday the 24th of November, the Ashdown Park Hotel Gorey in County Wexford. And Sunday the 25th of November, the Landmark Hotel Carrick-on-Shannon, where Robert is introducing a new price there of €10. Monday the 26th of November, the Hazel Tree Hazelwood in Mallow in County Cork. That's a Paddy O'Brien CD launch, and Robert is a guest appearance at that. Friday the 30th of November, the Glencairn Hotel in Castleblaney. Jerry Guthrie, Friday the 23rd of November, the Country Music Weekend, Ashdown Park Hotel Gorey in Wexford. Saturday the 24th of November, the Country Club Hotel in the Kilmore in Cavan. Sunday the 25th of November, Hazel Hotel in Monastrevin in County Kildare. Monday the 26th of November, the Tulsk Inn, Tulsk, County Roscommon. Patrick Feeney, Friday the 23rd of November, Country Music Weekend, Ashdown Park, Gorey, County Wexford, and that's from 12 midnight to 2 a.m. Saturday the 24th of November, the River Club, Castlefin in County Donegal. Sunday the 25th of November, McWilliam Park Hotel, Claremorris, County Mayo. Monday the 26th of November, the Ardbine Hotel in Navan, County Meath. Liam Mannering, Saturday the 24th of November, Cairns Bridge in Carlow, County Carlow. Thursday the 29th of November, the Rag in Thurles in County Tipperary. The Davids Country Band, they're on an English tour which started there on Monday the 19th, and they're still there touring England, starting in Conway's 3 in London, and the best of luck to the lads there. Mick Flavin, Friday the 23rd of November in the Glencairn Hotel in Castleblaney. Sunday the 25th of November, the Spa Hotel in Lucan, County Dublin. And Friday the 30th of November, Derry Community Centre in County Fermanagh. The Cavan Gig Guide, the Hotel Kilmore in Cavan, Saturday 24th of November, Jerry Guthrie. And do come early. Next week is the fabulous Patrick Feeney and his band. The Orchard Bar in Cavan, Sunday the 25th of November, Angela Reid. The Lavy Inn in Cavan, Sunday the 25th of November in the Lounge, is John Gaffney and the New Blues. The Hideout in Bailieborough, Friday the 23rd of November, Seamus Delaney and the Mavericks, and that's a show dance. Saturday the 24th of November, Brass Roots. Ballroom dancing in Stradone Community Centre, Saturday the 24th of November, Cannon and Ramsey. Brady's Lounge in Ballinya, Saturday the 24th of November, Ruby. The Bellamont Arms in Cudhill, Monday the 26th of November, Noel Cassidy. The Harbour Lounge and Captain's Table in Belturbet, Friday the 23rd of November, Kjol August Crack. Saturday the 24th of November, Vincy Carr and Anne. And Sunday the 25th of November, Nando and Shandy, and that's 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Ballroom dancing in the Erigal House in Cudhill, Wednesday the 28th of November, Curtis McGee. Lantry's Bar in Ballyjim's Duff, Saturday the 24th of November, Nafina. Columns Bar, Ballyjim's Duff, Saturday 24th of November, Shandy. And that brings tonight's show to an end. Be sure and join me at the same time next week for more of what's happening on the Irish and the country scene, and it's good night from Country Time and Quinn. Take care till the next time. And good luck, and thanks to Robert.